Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 144. But before that, let's talk a little bit about 143. So we started off the chapter with Spear, actually being definitely different than how I expected him to be. I did not expect him to be this cold and calculating. Like I did actually expect him to have a little bit of a hesitation or being like, oh, what are we doing kind of talk or speech. But instead, he's very much for what the church is trying to do. He's not so much like Bottom that he seems to actively derive pleasure from poking at people's weaknesses or destroying them like physically or mentally. But it's more so just, someone who is, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, got it. Let's just do it and let's do it efficiently. He most definitely embodies, what Whip was saying. I think it was in 141 about, we're not human, we are just weapons. And weapons don't think about what they're doing, they just do it. And that seems to be the case for him. Though I am still curious to see a little bit more about him. And because unlike Whip, we don't actually get to see his age or hear what his age is. But he could be easily older than Whip. I mean, spears have been around for a pretty long time, so yeah. But yeah, they were just about to annihilate the people there in the, what was it? It was a shop of some kind. And then he was like, oh yeah, we'll target, women and children. The higher voices, better screams. So I don't know if that's because, that would mean that Bottom would hear it and therefore he'd be satisfied with their performance, or if there's something in a Spear that that would tell himself that they're doing a good job at what they're doing. And then he's the one that says, let's go for the limbs. Makes a sense of loss immediately visible. Now, I don't know why they wouldn't just kill. They wouldn't go for the kill straight away. Like, to me, that would feel like the merciful thing to do. But no, they're going for, immediate sense of loss visible. But not enough to, like, make it painless. And yeah, we have Sugo just still actually being the only one that is actually pausing about this and being like, oh shit, okay. And then here's when Whip is like, wait, did you just call me a child? That's not correct. I'll be 82 this year. Show some respect. So Whip has been around for a while. This, I think, yeah. Besides Denji, this is the only hybrid we have with a confirmed age. A specific age. And it seems like, yeah, Sugo was definitely not aware of that. But then she corrects him, saying, no, I'm no old hag. I'm far from it. Eternally tough, snails never die, superior human specimen. Oh, interesting. So even though she was saying before, like, oh, we're just weapons, we're not humans, now she's saying, oh, or at least I, am a superior human specimen. mm, getting a little bit jumbled with that logic. And then she repeats what Baden was saying about God. And Spear supports her on that belief that would make her imminent murder spree a message from God. Yeah, so Hem and Whip are most definitely very much in belief that the church is the one in the right, and that God, whatever that is in this universe, would be on their side. Yes, I like the way you think. Sounds like a true believer. We still don't know how the hybrids ended up at the church, so I'm still waiting for something, that would illuminate my thoughts on that. But yeah, the operation was going to begin at 5 on the dot. I'm guessing 5 p.m. But yeah, Sugo just stares at the clock and then sees a kid that tripped in front of him. And yeah, he repeats basically the mumbo jumbo that Spear and Whip keep throwing back at him. Is a message from God? Yeah, a message from God. Trying to really convince himself that this is okay. Even though he clearly is not doing a good job at that. Oh, a weapon, only loaning my body for a little bit is all. Oh, buddy. Well, and then we see the other two that they really don't seem to have any qualms about what they were going to do. They were like pretty much a second away from transforming, and then boom, we get Quan Chi showing up and beheading Whip. Well, she says it's showtime. Then Sugo gets his throat slit, and Spear loses an arm. Now I do wonder, and both legs actually, why Baren just that Baren would not just see anything remotely of this coming, like I guess I still have to know how public safety found out that this was happening at this exact time. Via Spear, why not just use him as a sort of like sniper, use him from a range, and then, turn into a spear and then, boom, attack people from a distance. Because that seems to be his forte. I mean, he's the only one that seemed to actually be able to injure Pochita. Not once, but twice during part 1. So, yeah, he's no joke. So, it's just that close quarters combat is not his thing. But yeah, Quan Chi just keeps attacking. But Sugo manages to actually transform into the longsword form. And he tries to attack Quan Chi, but just gets decapitated immediately. So since all 3 of them got defeated quite easily, and obviously hybrids can't put themselves back together unless they drink blood, or they're like the trigger that makes them transform gets activated again. They'll just stay like that. So the public safety take them as prisoners again, or what's gonna happen to them now? I don't know. I will have to see, right? But yeah, Quan Chi, I do wonder. I mean, she already used to have a black eye patch, but then we see like the little, I think like the necklace thing that she has. It's black choker. So I've heard that it's maybe, to represent that she has been mourning her girlfriends that she lost during part one, and she's still not over it. But yeah, she is. She roars at the little kid, so he runs away and informs the police that everyone there has been basically neutralized, and she's part on an. Well, we don't know if she's part of Special Division 7, but Special Division 7 is prepared to be sent in 20 minutes after media coverage. Yeah, so last week I assumed that the news talking about, gunmen firing inside a department store today, like that was referring to another attack that the church organized that just happened to also be a department store. But I think they might actually be covering up what happened with Quan Chi and the other hybrids with this story. I'm not sure why, considering there was basically no other injured other than the people that were going to be mass murderers, other than to keep the fact that the hybrids are alive and just running around secret. If anything, I never stopped to think about it, but does the public even know about hybrids, about the existence of hybrids other than Denji? And even then, like, what does the public look at Denji as? Like, a full devil? Since they've never seen him, well, now, with the church being like, oh, yes, this Chainsaw Man, and it's a high school student that we don't know. What does the public know? So maybe this is just, regular censorship, so that the public doesn't really know what's happening. But, the people that were there, I mean, they got out pretty quickly, but, none of them were actually holding guns. So, yeah, that still is unconfirmed at this time, but no one died. So why say that? That's also another reason why I had the notion that it was a different attack. But yeah, then we get that the Public Safety Commission is going to take action against the church now. And then we see the old guy saying they'll search the building. If they find the weapons in the basement, we could be charged with treason. Do they actually have guns? Or is he just talking about, calling the hybrids weapons? I don't think so. But, considering how they've been calling the church's hybrids weapons, I'm not sure. No one ever told me we had any weapons. What the hell's going on? Got all combat trained followers outside the prayer room. I don't know a thing. Never heard a word about it. And neither did you, right, Founder? Yeah. Haruka is pretty out of the loop. No one told him about this. But yet it seems like he's the one set up to take the fall for it. So that's a shame. I'm really hoping we're going to explore Haruka more from just more. So yeah, that was 143. There was, a big thing with Quan Chi showing up and, giving us kind of an answer, but also still a lot of questions remain. So let's continue on and start 144. Oh, wow. The title is Guns, Comma, Nails, Comma, Katana. So guns. I mean, I see guns in the first panel of the chapter, Nails? I don't know. Is there a nail hybrid? But Katana, it just makes me think of Katana Man. Is Katana Man with the public safety? No. Unless, they forced him. Yeah, if he had no other choice, then he would have to be a public safety hunter. Okay. Whoa. Oh shit. It's it looks like church members are holding guns. Oh boy, that's oh Novana. We had this many guns? Yeah, they had no idea they had any. And they're just gonna have just these high schoolers that have never used guns. It just oh, they're sacrificing them, aren't they? These guns are weapons of light bestowed upon us by Chainsaw Man. Oh. With his light, we will drive away the darkness within the government. It is Chainsaw Man's will. Oh, these kids. Oh, they've been completely brainwashed. Chainsaw Man rules. Chainsaw Man rules. And the police is already outside of the church. Sending one Special Division 7 agent through the front. One agent through the back. Okay, so 2 people. Who's it gonna be? Okay, just a blur. Just broke through a window. Take aim. Okay, it's just a silhouette, but wait. Okay, so I reckon it's the hair, but there's like nails coming out of his head. If it is, who I think it is. So the kids, and we see specifically Novana in a panel aiming the guns. Oh boy, that's whoa. Never mind, it's not who I thought it was. Oh my goodness, what is this? Why? They're almost all only Muppets. Oh, it's a fiend. The nail fiend? Makes sense, actually. Right? Either nail or hammer fiend. But I'm more leaning towards the nail. Kids shouldn't play with guns. I don't... Oh, fire. These kids are not gonna get out of alive, are they? Whoa, there. So the fiend jumps and kicks one of the kids. Oh, and nails them to a wall. But it doesn't seem actually like the fiend is going for lethal injuries. It's just basically immobilizing them. The precious hands of the innocent children. Yeah, same doing it with another 2 kids. Are meant for studying. This is a very what you call it? Not honorable, but like surprisingly morally sound fiend, which I would not expect. Although, the ones we had in part 1 were actually pretty nice. Angel, beam, violence, and kinda power. So, I mean, sure. Since they would only be able to be used by public safety if they were able to work in a team with humans. So, but yeah, it nailed another 3 kids to a wall. Don't put guns into them. Yo, I just met them and I already really like this fiend. I like the vibes. It just, they just seem very nice. And all the guns now are in the floor. Can you make me a promise, dear? From now on, use those precious hands to hold mechanical pencils, not guns, alright? That's right, kids. Don't drop out of school and join cults. They just live your youth, but not like this. Yeah, sure. Ooh, speak politely, will ya? Damn, Fujimoto really misled me like this? Making me think that the fiend was nice only for it to just kill the kid with a swing of a hammer. Just, Yeah, that kid is most definitely dead now. Why? There was no need to do that. The the kids were not able to attack anymore. And yeah, the other three are just completely horrified. Well, damn public safety dogs. The devil exterminators sell their souls to devils. I'm not like them. I'll become a devil myself. Oh, the old guy. Fight with evil and devils with devils. Ew. I am justice incarnate. Oh, another one who made a contract with the justice devil, right? Kind of like Yuko. And the film doesn't look any. It still looks pretty confident. Good grief, the arrogance of these humans. Now face the justice of the Chainsaw Man Church. I think this guy is going to be defeated pretty easily. Justice? Yo, wait, that set of teeth? Maybe? I mean, the last part of the chapter title. And then one leg of the old guy comes flying. Yo! it's the guy. It's the guy. It's him. Katana Man is back. I know a lot of people don't care about Katana Man, but I do. Okay, he's hella cool, and I always wanted to explore more of him. This is the weird, just the contrast of his relationship with his grandpa to Denji and his grandpa, and just him being a really good foil for Denji. It's just crazy the way he thinks, being such a spoiled brat. I just oh man, if I'm reacting like this, oh, I would be a mess if Kishibe came back. There is no such thing as justice with Chainsaw Man. Ooh, oh hell yeah! Let him know. Of course, they would use Katana Man for something like this because he's so just angry towards Denji, and he'd want 100% to be the one to take down something that is worshipping him and basically just doing everything in his name. Oh, that would make Katana Man so mad. Also, crazy thought, but like, I don't. What if we actually. Okay. Do you think that Fujimoto will give Katana Man an actual name in part 2? Just. I don't know. I think it would be funny if he didn't, because I'm already used to calling him Katana Man. But that's just a thought that came to my head. But yeah, he looks pretty much the same, Why would his hybrid form change? But I don't remember him having the little pouches in his belt and the katanas. And it looks like I don't know where the extra katanas are holding from. Is it his sleeves, his cape, his pants? I don't know where they are, like glued there. But he just has them, I'm guessing, to use them when he's in his human form. But yeah, okay. Hell yeah, bro. Ooh. You can. Oh. I don't care, bro. Like, it's already been a day. I'm gonna be using this double page spread for the thumbnail. But yeah, okay. This was definitely not at all what I thought it was going to happen. Like, I guessed. I was thinking we would get something that of public safety going and and attacking the church. But I thought we were going to see just a little bit of just Denji, kind of processing what happened, because, you know, the whole church is, you know, about technically for him, but not really. They don't really care who Chainsaw Man is. They just care, you know, to use someone's name for their awful acts. But yeah, that has to be affecting him in some way. And also just, you know, I'm also curious, where is Bottom in all of this? You know? How much did he wait outside with Denji and Fumiko before he realized, oh, you know, nothing is happening? Or he was seized by public safety as well, and we just didn't see it. Otherwise, why wouldn't he be here? But yeah, wow. This was definitely something. This was definitely a chapter. There are definitely some, you know, heavy implications with the teenagers holding all the guns. And just, like, I do feel bad for them. And, you know, they did need to be taken down. But, I mean, I can't help but feel a little bit bad for them, you know. Having been recluded, is that a word? That they basically joined a cult. And there were like these promises and this, you know, all these sweet words being talked to, and just, you know, all these older people just saying a bunch of fancy words that aren't really true. And you gotta wonder what kind of past or family situation they must have to be like, oh yeah, I'd rather be here than somewhere else. But yeah, I don't think the kids deserved death, so they didn't really manage to actually injure anyone. But yeah, that, I guess that wasn't me. But I feel like Fujimoto was really trying to trick me into believing the Fiend actually had some sort of like human morals. Like, you know, because we've had Fiends before that are pretty much, you know, docile, if you will. Like, Beam never tried to be overly violent. Violence was all about, you know, love and peace. Then you had Power, who did try to kill Denji at the start, but then, you know, her whole character arc happened. And even when she did injure people, kind of like, you remember at the beginning of International Assassins, and she kills one of the American brothers. Like, that's used as a, like, comedy to basically show her, yeah, she was right to do that, you know. That guy was going to attack us. But here, this Fiend literally had no reason to kill that kid. It already had them immobilized. They were not going to do anything. But it just killed him because he wasn't speaking politely, which, ugh, like, yes, at the end of the day, a Fiend is a devil, but we've seen that Fiends can act and be quite generous, or at least reasonable to an extent. But this definitely did not. This wasn't like that. It just snapped from something completely minute. So that's a shame. I was so ready to like that Fiend. I mean, it could still become a very interesting character, but I just feel a little bit betrayed right now. Mia doesn't seem at all worried or nervous when the old guy turns into a devil through the contract that he seemed to have with the Justice Devil. Also, the Justice Devil seems pretty prevalent in part 2, now that I think about it. It, uh, it was in chapter 98, with Asa's teacher and or the class president, then with Yuko, and now here. So, gotta wonder if it's going to have a big thematic relevance now that it's showed up 3 times, but we haven't seen the actual devil itself. And the guy here says, "I'm justice incarnate," and then Katana Man at the end says, "There's no such thing as justice with Chainsaw Man." So there's gotta be something there. After all, even though, I am excited to see Katana Man, and of course he would say that because he hates Denji and wants to kill him. I do think there is some truth to there is no such thing as justice with Chainsaw Man, because Denji never fought for something, something that difficult to grasp for him, like justice. He always fought for survival, to protect someone that he wanted to protect, or for a goal that he wanted to achieve, or just someone forcing the role onto him. So yeah, justice and Chainsaw Man don't really have anything to do with each other. But yeah, I quite like the chapter. I just I wish it was longer, but I get it. It's been a bit now. Actually, I don't remember when it was the last time that Fujimoto took a 1 week break. If it's gonna be after this one, I haven't checked. But if it's gonna be a 2-week wait after this one, I don't mind. If it means that we can get a longer chapter, since this seems to be 14 pages. But even then, I still got quite a bit with what we did get. I do wonder if the Nail Fiend is going to become a recurring character, or is just going to be, just for this. Special Division 7, right? They're also the ones that were sent after Quanchi dispatched of the hybrids, which we still don't know what their fate is after that. But yeah, we've only seen the police when it comes to conducting police safety members, but not someone, not an actual devil hunter. Only hybrids and or fiends. We haven't seen, a captain of a division that is just purely human. That's right. I'm thinking of Kishibe. Kishibe, please show up. I missed you. But I do find it a little bit, not odd, but just interesting that Fujimoto is only using the characters that have a devil quality to them. But yeah, after this, I don't know what's going to happen to the church. Like, is there anything that could save them at this point? It doesn't seem like they have any choice. Not any choice, but any chance at really defeating public safety. Remember chapter 141? Or was it 140? When Banem first told the hybrids the plan, and I was like, oh shit, that's gonna be really bad. And now, like 2-3 chapters later, it's like, oh damn, they really did not know who they were messing with. Like now that we're seeing how the church doesn't really have a chance, it's like, well, what was Femi really thinking when letting Banem try something like that? I'm still waiting for Femi to show up again and be like, no, this is all within the plans. Just wait. And also, Nobana was here, but Haruka was nowhere to be seen. So is he with Femi? Is she telling him, you know, like, oh yeah, this all is supposed to happen. Just wait, and we'll strike against them soon enough. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not looking good for the church, which is good because you know the way that they're using this, uh, you know, very easy to manipulate kids. It's pretty deplorable. Not that public safety is like, you know, the paragon of virtue, but right now the church is more important to take down at the moment. So, yeah. So if you enjoyed my reaction to this chapter, please like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.